the feeling of euphoria. I remember I went home that night and I couldn't sleep. I was just floating on a cloud.
A new era is coming to production sports car racing. New cars, new drivers, new challenges. World-class marques like Porsche, Audi, BMW, Mercedes, Lamborghini and McLaren. All competing on Australia's best racetracks. Bathurst, The Bend in South Australia, Sydney Motorsport Park, or the Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit. Category organiser Sven Burkhardt explains.
I've been competing in the Mark Sports category since the late 1990s, which sort of carbon dates me a little bit. But I believe that out of the Mark Sports came the Production Sports Car Series.
The first series that I entered over here in Victoria was the 944s. The 944s had a great time there, raced there a few years and loved it. And it was a great category to learn the tracks and racecraft, because in the 944s, one make category, it's got all those good hallmarks of close racing, and which I loved. So I did that for sort of, about 3 years.
Not a long story. So the first time I ever drove a car on a racetrack was 2 years ago. I brought an M3 Touring station wagon, and I thought, maybe I'll go to a track and do a track day. So I went to Sandown, did a track day with Evolve driver training, and just got addicted straight away. So it was like just the feeling of euphoria. I remember I went home that night and I couldn't sleep. I was just floating on a cloud. Like just this adrenaline and this calm, sort of peaceful feeling afterwards was unbelievable. So then I was like, okay, I'm going back. So then I went to more track days and got more training with Andy Hall.
My racing prior to joining the Porsche boys and the sports car guys was doing MSCA and Porsche Club sprints. Started doing sprints and Nissan 350Z, then a 370Z, then did some John Bow days that were untimed, and got some coaching from a lot of the up and coming drivers like Dave Reynolds. I thought I wasn't up to it, but he said I was, because I've done so many track days, and it's just been an amazing experience with a great bunch of guys.
It comes down to the personal challenge. I mean, you are competing against others, but like for instance the car behind me, that car is seriously 4 or 5 seconds faster than I am in the right hands. So for me personally, and I guess it's the same with everybody, what we're doing is, as amateurs who are able to indulge themselves, we're trying to catch up with our car's abilities.
And learned to drive and just got quicker and quicker, and yeah, I just absolutely loved it. It's hard to explain. Like, I've always liked sort of extreme sports like surfing, snowboarding, anything where you sort of get in that flow where you're 100% thinking about what it is that you're doing and you don't have time to think about anything else. And yeah, so that sort of point of flow is something that I've always loved, and I find I can get it in a car rather than catching a wave and getting 20 seconds or going snowboarding and getting a minute. You can come to a racetrack and get 25 minutes non-stop.
It's actually great fun. It's like, I guess, I'm really terrible at golf, that's probably why I like motorsport, but it's that one shot on a golf course when it's sweet and straight, and you come back and you say, oh, I could actually be good at this.
But I'd never raced with people, and so that was daunting, but I've always wanted to try it. I never thought I would ever do it, and I think, have the opportunity to do it in what I think is a pretty safe environment with a bunch of drivers that, we look after each other on the track, and we're there to have fun.
I love the speed. The speed was never an issue. I wasn't scared of the speed. What got me into actually driving a race car was I was at Winton one day. It was an Oz time attack earlier this year, so it was like a sprint. And in the last session of the day, I was pushing the car that hard. I was right at the limit of it, and then I realised I'm so close to crashing this road car, which isn't really designed for what I was doing.
So, if somebody comes along and says, look, I've got a 1.4 or a 1.35 BMW, can I come and race? The answer is inevitably yes. So the default setting is, come and race with us. It's a bunch of people who really enjoy each other's company. It's all a bit serious out on the track and completely not serious off the track.
The benefits are the safety, obviously full roll cage, and if you write your road car off, there's no insurance. It's not as predictable as a race car.
Just the circuits in Victoria are great. I mean, we're here at Phillip Island, obviously, which is most people's favourite track or second favourite track. Winton, love Sandown. From Perth, we've got a couple of tracks there, but I just decided that a few years ago I'd sort of come over here and race this side of the country, and with this series that we're in now, last year we went to Sydney Motorsport Park, and this year, a couple of weeks ago, we're at the Bend. So love it, and happy to make the journey from the west.
Involvement is simply perhaps overcoming the fear that it's bare knuckle, door-to-door bashing racing. It isn't. In fact, the unspoken rule is you don't bang into one another. And the thing is, if you've got an older car or a newer car, anything that you used to race or what to think about racing, the thing you should do is actually come and give it a go, because you will be welcomed, you'll be encouraged, you'll be mentored if that's what you want.
This year, but great bunch of guys, well organised, and it's from Mitchell to Sprint, which was a lot for me. It was great, but it was a lot. This is sort of a bit more relaxed.
As happens with economic circumstances, it ebbs and flows, but at the moment it's got a lot of strong support. I think the phrase "the best kept secret in motorsport" is one of those. It's a terrific category. It caters for people who perhaps have got older cars. They can do new cars. It's around GT cars really, but anything that's two doors with a sloping roof, you can call it a sports car.
So it was a pretty quick transition from road to race car, and I haven't looked back. I just absolutely love it. The cars, it's just perfect. I can't explain to people the difference between a road car and a race car. The race car just feels perfect. Like everything is exactly right. So I've only been driving this Cup car now for a few months, and now I'm doing door-to-door racing and absolutely loving it.
It is a relaxed category. It's very, very much about the competition, but again, that other C word, which is camaraderie. And if you come away from a weekend with a new friend, it doesn't matter where you finished, so long as you had a great time.
And just being in close proximity with other drivers, that's something you don't really learn from sprint days. You learn how to sort of drive solo as fast as you're prepared to go, and all of a sudden now it's not about how fast you go, it's your racecraft. You start developing different skills, and that's been one of the most enjoyable and positive parts of this. And there's a learning curve when you're in amongst people that are driving faster than you. you get the confidence. You might follow them for a few corners, you might then follow them for half a lap, and all of a sudden you build some confidence you didn't have before, and all of a sudden you start to improve your own times, and before you know it, you're sort of doing times that you couldn't possibly have done if you were just doing sprint days or track days, because you don't get the learning and you don't get the track time. You might get 10 minutes on track. We run 20-minute races, or we run 25-minute races, or 30-minute races. So that seat time all of a sudden transfers to a different level of enjoyment and just skill development, which I found to be a really positive aspect, and it's just gives you a real high.
For further information or to join the grid, visit Production Sports Car Racing Victoria. www.pscrv.com